What's up, guys? This is Sammy Geek back here with a quick video, and today's video is on the OnePlus Open and why I'm returning it. I'm actually sitting at the post office right now with the OnePlus Open sitting next to me in a box ready to go back, and I just wanted to share my story. Hopefully this helps you guys that are waiting for your device or shopping for a foldable device. Listen, this is my personal experience, so I'm not trying to pick on a certain company and making a big stink about this, but I just wanted to share my experience. You guys take it with a grain of salt and figure out what you're going to do. So a little quick story. If you guys have followed my previous videos before, then you know that I am a avid fold user. I've tried all the folds, the Pixel Fold, the all the Samsung folds, the flips. I've done several videos on them, and I really like the foldable devices, but I go back and forth. So sometimes I'll get tired of using a foldable and I'll go to a regular phone like the S23 Ultra. So right now I'm actually filming on a Fold 5, and so long story short, I had the S20, I had the foldables. I took a break. I went to the S23 Ultra that I just showed you, which I'm sending out right now as well. But I had that one for a while, and then I decided it's time to dive back into the foldables. So I knew, because I watched tech, I knew that the OnePlus Open was going to be hitting the market. And I knew that I had the Fold 4, but I actually never tried the Fold 5 before. And I knew because it was only incremental updates or upgrades, I thought, I'm not going to go out and spend a lot of money on that. So full disclosure, I did find a Fold 5 on the website called Swappa, if you guys are familiar with that. It's a really good website for buying and selling phones, which I'm a little disappointed in them, by the way, because now I think their fees have gone up on both ends. I think before it was that just the seller would pay a fee and the buyer wouldn't, and I think now they're trying to like capitalize on the buyer and the seller. So it's a little funny, but anyway, so Swap is a good website. It's legit. I buy and sell stuff on that website. When I get bored with my phones, I try something different. So anyway, logged on to Swappa and picked up I got a great deal on a Samsung Fold 5 that I'm using right now. And then I also pre-ordered the OnePlus Open on the launch day. So within like the first 5 minutes of it actually opening, I was online ordering. So I was really excited because I was going to use one of the two devices. I was going to sell my S23 Ultra and use the Fold 5 or the OnePlus Open. You could see which way I am heading, obviously, because I'm sending back the OnePlus Open. But here's my experience. So between the two devices, my determining factor for me personally was going to be if the camera was superior, because I was willing to forego the wireless charging. I was willing to forego the name brand or the brand recognition and the support structure of someone like a Samsung or Apple or whoever it might be. I was willing to give basically those two. The support structure was number one, and then the wireless charging is kind of like cruise control in a car. It's like, it's just, you expect it. Not everybody uses it, but it's just really weird to get a car without cruise control, and just like getting a phone without wireless charging. Even if you don't use it that often, it's just a really weird thing to take out of a super premium device. But I won't go too far into that. So anyway, I was willing to forego that because of the fast charging and then the service structure. If the camera was exponentially better than the Samsung Fold 5, I must have taken like 500 pictures, literally in all different lighting, in all different locations, literally holding the Fold 5 in one hand and the Open in the other hand, and clicking the same picture. And the way that I could tell the difference is because I set up the watermark in the bottom. You have, I think it's like 2 different watermark options that you have in the OnePlus Open. You could do the big Hasselblad thing at the bottom, or you could just put some terminology at the bottom. It's like little letters or something. So anyway, I knew what the difference was in the pictures, right? So I would go one after the other, and I would say, okay, Hasselblad, Samsung, Hasselblad, Samsung. And I'm literally looking through like 500 pictures, all different lighting, you guys, indoors, outdoors, different locations, different angles. And I'm trying to find a reason for me to want to keep the OnePlus open. And the long and short of it is the OnePlus was taking some better pictures, and the Samsung Fold 5 was taking better pictures in certain, so it's like, it depended. I don't know what it would depend on. It would just be super random. Like all of a sudden the Fold 5 looks better. All of a sudden the OnePlus looks better. And I'm like, this is not turning out how I expected. So the one area that I noticed that, my car's going to power down here. The one area that I noticed that the OnePlus was superior was like with LED lighting on buildings and like light bulbs. For whatever reason, it would show the true color of the light, and it wouldn't kind of haze out like it does in the Fold 5. But anyway, it was just too close to call, okay? And I live in a northern climate, so cameras aside, I'm like, all right, maybe I still like this because it's got the wider screen. And by the way, with the case on the OnePlus Open, if you weigh that next to the caseless Fold 5, the Fold 5 is actually lighter. So that little plastic case that they send you guys, by the way, I had the black variation. I think you guys saw in my other videos, but the black variation of the OnePlus Open with the case is heavier than a Samsung Galaxy Fold 5 caseless. So if you get the AirMed carbon fiber case, and then you use the case they gave you, the OnePlus, you're really not going to see a difference in weight, which I found, like, I was floored by that. And then the green one weighs more. So if you put the second you put a little case on there, then it's going to weigh more. So that was interesting, right? So after the pictures, I'm finding there's too close to call. Some are better than the others. It was like a horse apiece back and forth. Then, because what I was going to say is I live in a northern climate. It's cold. So when I go outside, the fogging on the lenses would fog up. And I'm like, all right. So this kept happening over and over. And I'm like, maybe if it sits another day and I bring it outside, then it'll kind of do its thing after the manufacturing process. Maybe there was some liquid, water in there, moisture in there. But it continued to happen. I would go outside in a cold climate and try to take a picture, and it would give me a blurry picture. And I'm like, what is going on? And I keep looking at the camera and I'm seeing fog on the lens. So I reach out to OnePlus support, and I won't bore you with all the details, but I had a big, long conversation with them. And I said, you guys need to do something to make this right, because I'm not going to keep this phone. Give me a refund, give me some motivation to want to continue to try this. And I'm testing. In the meantime, I'm testing to see how their customer service is and how it would be if I have an issue with this thing in the future. And it was not a great experience. They said they were going to escalate the issue and that they would have their elevated support team contact me, and they never did. And after 2-3 days, I think it was 48 hours, they still haven't reached out to me, even after I set up the return. And so I'm like, all right, forget this. So I got super nervous about how I would handle this if I had an issue, like if I legitimately break it or whatever happens. Okay, so there's that concern. Next is that they want $200 for 1 year of support of the screen, and I felt that's just too damn expensive. I think Samsung might charge $13-14 a month, maybe $15. So they're maybe close, but $200 for something I got to mail back in, and maybe I'm going to get it back a month later. There's no way I was going to do that. Samsung, you break it, you bring it into You Break We Fix or whatever that store is called, and you're pretty much, a couple days later your phone is fixed. So I did not trust that. Number one, bad experience with them. Number two, who knows how long it's going to take to repair. I spent already so much money on the phone, and now I need to spend $200 more for questionable support. Then I started looking at Samsung, and I'm like, all right, what if I wanted to buy a phone today and I had a OnePlus anything, and OnePlus 11 or whatever it is. Samsung does not take trades. Well, I think they call it other. So there's certain phones like Apple, Motorola, Samsung phones, of course. I think maybe LG is on there, where they'll take in the phone and you actually select the phone that you have and you get a credit. I didn't see that with OnePlus. It was like other $300, and I'm like, what? So what happens when the Fold 6 launches and I'm stuck with this OnePlus Open, and everybody's trying to do a mass exodus for the next big thing, which maybe it's the Fold 6, and then you go on Swap on eBay and there's like a million of these things for sale, and people spent $1,500 for them when they bought it. What are they going to sell for a year later? $800? Who knows? But I didn't know that I wanted to be in that situation, because I would rather go to Swappa like I did, buy a Fold 5 for less than $1,000, and just about be guaranteed when the Fold 6 comes out that I can get $1,000 trade-in. So right now you look in Swappa, these things are selling for, I mean, all day long for $800-900, right? So after tax and everything, all in, you're going to be spending less than $1,000 for a phone that next summer, so you could buy this phone for like $1,000 or less. Next summer, when they launch the Fold 6, trade it in for $1,000. Try that with the OnePlus Open. Try that. There is just I'm not going to call it a return on investment, because it's a depreciating asset that you have, clearly, the cell phones. But the OnePlus Open, there's already like a questionable, there's a question in the air about how durable it's going to be. What is it going to be like in a year? Is Samsung even going to take a trade-in? Are you stuck now with the one? So if you want to upgrade your phone down the road to the OnePlus Open 2, then you have to, okay, now they'll give you a good credit. What are they going to give you? $800? Maybe they give you $1,000 if you're really lucky, but that means you have to buy a OnePlus, or you're going to be stuck on eBay selling the thing for like $800 or $700, or who knows, it could be less. So all those factors included, number one, with the fogging issue, right out of the box, straight out of the box, I got an issue with fogging. I walk outside, the thing fogs up. I'm like, listen, I've gone through a million phones. You might have a phone I might have had a phone in the past that fogged up on me for a minute, but I didn't realize it, because I never pulled a phone that's cold out of my pocket and took a picture and said, that's blurry and that picture is horrible. Literally on the first day of having the OnePlus, I noticed it. And thank goodness that it was cold out. And boy, do I feel sorry for anyone that had purchased this phone and has not brought it out in the cold yet and tried to take a picture. What if you're trying to take a picture that's important of your family or some special occasion, and you take this out of your pocket and it's got fog on the lens, and you didn't know it was going to fog up when it's cold outside? Good luck with that. So, but on the positive side, the OnePlus, what can I say? It was cool to use, man. It was one of the most fun phones that I've had an experience to use. The camera, again, it was hit or miss, but when it hit, it was awesome. The zoom was great. Of course, everybody knows about that. The software experience for me was awesome. I didn't have any issues with I loved the settings. I loved the always on clock. I loved how it folded open. It didn't. Some people said that the Fold 5 feels more robust, and that's probably true, but it opens nice, and that screen inside is awesome. It is a matte finish without a crease on it, and it's a little bit bigger than the Fold 5. It just feels like a next generation Fold 5, for lack of a better term. The phone itself, the hardware, if it wasn't having issues like that with the fogging, it was awesome. I am very sad to see it go back. Despite everything I've talked about in this video, I am going to miss this phone tremendously. But secret, here's my plan. Don't tell anybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rock the Fold 5 for a while. I'm going to let the prices go down on the OnePlus Open. I'm going to see how things pan out over the next 3 months or so. Probably after January, who knows. I'm going to let everybody get them through the Black Friday specials. And then I expect to see these things start stacking up on Swappa, stacking up on eBay. I bet if you wait 3 months, I mean, look at the Fold 5. That thing was, what, $16.99 or whatever. It's expensive when it launched. And it launched like, what, August 11th or something? And here we are at the end of October, and they're selling all day long for $800, $900. You're talking about a $1,700 phone, $1,600 phone that people all paid that. And now they're selling for $900, for $850. Are you nuts? So imagine what this Open, there's less confidence around the OnePlus Open than there is a Samsung phone. There is less, I guarantee you, the OnePlus phones drop in resale value faster than the Samsung products do. So with that said, I expect by January 1st, I could probably pick one of these up for $900. And today I had to spend $1,500. So I'd love to play with it a little bit more, and I would feel comfortable owning it on the used market for like $900. Because guess what? That means at that point I can use it for probably 6 months and sell it for what, $850? It's going to cost me $50 to use the phone. There is no way I'm going to be the early adopter on this particular phone. So I canceled the trade. And I actually sold this phone on Swappa, the S23 Ultra, and sold it, and I'm actually taking a little bit of a hit. So OnePlus was going to offer me a little bit more for it, but I'm going to get rid of it on the private market for a little bit less. But that's okay, because these phones they drop in value so fast, and so you just have to play your cards right. If you want the OnePlus Open, you wait for it. Wait till the prices drop for like $900 or $1,000, and you pay $1,000. You can rock the phone for like 6 months for like $100. If you buy it today and you're the one that sells it in 6 months you paid $1,500 for the thing, and you got to sell it in 6 months for $800, that just costs you hundreds and hundreds of dollars to use that thing for just a few months. So sorry, OnePlus, but yeah, I'm not going to be the one that's going to spend the money. But again, the secret is I'll probably pick it up again down the road, maybe as the software continues to get updates and other things like that. So anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, let me know and post them below. Hopefully you guys, the OnePlus fanboys out there, don't hate me for this video. But anyway, hey, I tried it. It's a sweet phone, just not for me at this point in time. Talk to you guys later. Bye.